Good morning, evening, and afternoon, and welcome to episode 5 of 9, episode 3, Haruiro waるこいはるのかぜ. So I'm starting it from here rather than including the part that I just went over. So the part that was missed from episode 4 to episode 5 was what I thought was possibly going to be an A scene, but it was not. But again, I'm not going to be including it, mainly because nothing really is done or said or much added that I can't just say myself. Mainly because it's going to be one hell of a thing to edit, and the sound itself usually might pick it up as R18 again, so I don't want that to deal with that again. So really all that happened was here. Let's see, it was just like 4 minutes of things, so this was where we stopped here, roughly around here. Let's see, yeah. So it was a bit unusual. He still had his weird voice. He had that voice that didn't seem right to me. And in a sense, I guess you could call this him attacking her. I guess that's a bit of a harsh word, but yeah, he was starting to touch her and everything like that as well. It was really starting to get to that scene, like a scene. But like he was saying things that just didn't seem right to me. Didn't seem like him at all. Calls her by her first name. And then it was starting to get a bit more and more into it. And then she stops it. Impacts him in the chest. And then here's the big part. In an instant, the fog that had clouded my brain clears up and a wave of shame washes over me. What the hell was I doing? That makes me think that he had no control of what he was doing. It was like he was being controlled. So a theory I had now was there was a sentence that Haruka had said right in the beginning of this part where it had everything's so new that my imagination's running. Forget I said anything. Sorry. This is when everything started changing. So I feel like she unconsciously used her ability maybe on him into what she was originally imagining, in a sense. And that caused him to lose control. Because that fogginess, as he says, the fog that had clouded my brain, that is what he said, the words he used when she used his power on him in episode 1. So it's interesting, I guess you could say. But it's intriguing because, as I mentioned in the beginning of the last episode, was where I wonder how the timid Haruka feels about Kakeru, because we know the queen one is all lovey-dovey about him, loves him a lot. But how does her other side feel? We kind of got a glimpse of that. I don't know if this is the right word to use. I'm just throwing this out here. I guess you could call her like what somebody would say, a closet poet. You might not see it or know about it, but her imagination's always going crazy about that type of thing. I don't know. So I don't know, because she did say her imagination was going crazy, and yeah. That's what I feel like what happened. So now he doesn't know what came over him. So I'm hoping she can explain it, because I feel like it was her that did it. But don't have a lengthy introduction, but yeah, that's what had transpired and why we're starting here instead. So now, let's see. Yeah. I was right on the money. Okay. So that's what happened.
すみません。俺先輩に魅了されて。違うんです。魅了なんかじゃないんです。
We had realized it wasn't charm as well, but what is it? Is it?
魅了じゃない。
Then why was I acting like I was staring in a cheesy porno? Starring, sorry, not staring, starring. The only other thing I can think of is, well, I was definitely glancing over at Sema's boobs a lot. The thought of grabbing them definitely crossed my mind more than once. So maybe the reason I got so aggressive was your desires? Is that it?
もしかして先輩の能力って他人の欲望を増幅するとかそんな感じだったりします？違います。新見さんじゃないです。
Hers. Interesting. So yeah, it was what she was imagining. She was hoping for that to happen. Kind of. Interesting. So her queen mode fantasizes of being surrounded by guys then? Being treated as a queen. I can see that now. This is the way she acts as well, and then what's the thing with Ghost in episode 2 then? Did Haruka just fantasize about ghosts falling to her knees and looking up at Haruka like that? I don't know. It's quite a crazy power, I gotta say.
私のん？
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to say because it just says that yeah, she wanted that.
Huh? 他人じゃないです。私の欲望を現実にしちゃう力なんです。ってことは全部私の妄想です。新見さんがおかしくなったのは私の妄想のせいなんです。妄想。ごめんなさい。本当にごめんなさい。
Senpai covers her bead red face with her hands. She's talking way faster than usual. So, hang on. This happened because of Senpai's fantasies. Does that mean she wanted me to do something like that to her? Senpai? Is this your fetish? Interesting. This is not the same in English. In Japanese, doero kayo is ero is ero, erotic. Do is more like massive or greatly, or Yeah, like she's really erotic, in other words, is what he's saying, I think. Is this really your fetish, senpai? And he's just repeating the same thing.
ごめんなさい、ごめんなさい、ごめんなさい。
Senpai starts squirming uncomfortably. It's like she's read my mind, even though that's probably not the actual reason she's being so apologetic. She looks really hot, rolling around on the bed with her shirt half unbuttoned. Wait, this isn't the time to be staring.
先輩、落ち着いてください。
落ち着けないです。
いや、まあそうですよね。でも俺どきます。すみません。
Finally remembered that I'm standing still straddling her and hurriedly get off the bed. I also pull the covers over senpai so I don't get tempted. While I'm at it, I turn the lights back on too. Damn, I didn't even notice before, but I'm covered in sweat. Thank God I stopped when I did. No, really, I'm glad senpai stopped me. I mean it. I'm not secretly wishing she'd kept controlling me until we went all the way or anything. Who am I even trying to make excuses for you?
本当にごめんなさい。
Senpai pokes her head out of the covers, but she doesn't meet my gaze. In fact, she's doing her best to look anywhere but in my direction.
まだ力がうまく使えないせいで、その妄想が垂れ流しにごめんなさい。
妄想が現実になってしまう。
It's interesting because I didn't expect that. Haruka is probably one of the hardest to really get your head under. It's like, what was it exactly? Because there were so many different things that were contradicting each other and doing things that just didn't make sense. But yeah, it is quite a fearful, powerful power.
はい。
それってつまり考えたことが現実になるってことですか？
そうです。はい。
すごい力じゃないですか。
でもろくなことに使えてないので妄想ばっかりで。
朝野も先輩の妄想ってことですか？
違うんです。
Senpai shoots out of the bed, and this time she meets my gaze.
本当にあれは違うんです。
いや、俺もなんかすみません。デリカシーのない言い方を。
そうじゃないんです。あれは確かに思いました。思っちゃいました。力に目覚めた時、この力があれば漫画みたいにモテたりできるのかなって。
Ah, so it wasn't the Queen's fault. It just was in the corner of her mind, so it just happens.
でもちょっと思っただけなんです。本当にそうなりたかったわけじゃないんです。それなのに力がうまく使えないせいで勝手にあんな状況になっちゃったり。それともう一人の私がそうしたいって勘違いしてて勝手に力を使ったり。つまり違うんです。確かに私妄想癖があって性欲も強いですが。
性欲。
Sorry, I just want to read that.
性欲も人一倍強い
ですが。先輩大丈夫です。そこ強調しなくて大丈夫です。
たくさんの男子に好かれたいわけじゃないんです。誰でもいいわけでもないんです。それだけは誤解しないでほしいんです。私は
She just imagined it.
王子様。
Or it's interesting because obviously we know the Queen has mentioned Kakeru being her knight in shining armor. Little interesting expressions for Haruka in episode 3. Senpai covers her face and flops back down onto the bed. She's lying so still that I'm getting a little worried. This girl sure gets flustered easily. Honestly, I want to ask her more about the specifics of her power, but it's probably better to save that for tomorrow. The mood's going really awkward now, plus I'm feeling embarrassed too.
俺泊まっていってくれなんて言っちゃいましたけど。
I glance over at the clock. It's a little past 7 p.m. Oh, it's still pretty early. Wait, 7 p.m.? Why the hell did I suggest we go to bed this freaking early? Wait, no. That was probably Senpai's power at work. Delusions made me do that. Now that I think about it, Senpai's thoughts are probably a mess right now, huh? It's probably wishing she could crawl in a hole and die.
先輩、今日はもう帰りますよね。先輩？
泊まってもいいですか？
え？
ダメですか？
いや、むしろ先輩がいいんですか？
お母さんに友達の家に泊まるって言っちゃったんです。
はい。
私、友達がいないので、お母さんとても喜んでて、今さら帰れないです。
なるほど。
泊まってもいいですか？
そういうことなら、どうぞ。
ありがとうございます。
ならせめて着替えましょう。ありますし、他にもちゃんとした服ありますし、スウェットとかジャージとか。
このままでもいいですか？男の子の部屋でこういう服着るの憧れだったんです。二度とこんな機会ないかもしれないので。
Yeah, she really does dream a lot of interesting things.
なるほど。なるほど。
いいですか？
はい。どうぞ。
ありがとうございます。すみません。力を使いすぎたのか、すごく眠くて。
はい。おやすみなさい。
おやすみなさ
い。一瞬で寝たな。
I get up and pull the covers over Senpai again, then head to the kitchen. If I stay in the same room as her, it'll be hard to control my urges. I grab a water bottle out of the fridge and take a few gulps. Alright, let's process what we learned today. Senpai's power lets her turn her fantasies. Actually, for the sake of her dignity, let's rephrase that. Senpai's power lets her manifest her thoughts into reality. Charming people is just one facet of that power. Rather, it's the means by which she's been making her ideas influence the real world. Which means that in order to materialize her thoughts, her artifact can probably exhibit a number of different powers. Is that second personality of hers something that she created with her power? Or has it always been there? That's another question we'll see, hopefully. It's too soon to tell, but even taking into account the fact that she can't control it that well, Senpai's ability is insanely strong. Anything she imagines will become reality. Her power can control other people to create that reality for her. That's basically invincible. All Senpai has to do is wish for it, and the Evil Eyes user will wish for it. Senpai wished for that development back there? I'm gonna have to set that, okay. Oh, don't think it's gonna be too hard. She wanted to be assaulted by me? If she hadn't woken up from her delusions, we probably would have gone all the way.
Yeah.
I shake my head, chasing impure thoughts from my brain. At any rate, thank God we brought Senpai over to our side. If she ended up being our enemy, we'd be screwed. All she have to do is manipulate us with her imagination, and she said she wouldn't want to do it with just anyone. That she wanted her knight in shining armor. But in her fantasy, she was willing to do it with me. So does that mean she sees me as her knight in shining armor? I don't think I've done anything particularly impressive to earn her trust, but... Wait, hang on. Am I interpreting this correctly? Does Senpai like me? Well, she did say she wanted to stay over my place. There's no way she'd say that if she didn't like me at least a little. I'm having a hard time organizing my thoughts because I keep getting distracted like this. Though, I'm amazed Senpai can just fall asleep in a boy's room like this. She even said she preferred keeping my shirt on instead of changing to something more modest. Despite how shy she is, she's more bold than she looks. To be honest, I'm having a hard time getting a handle on her personality. I can still remember how soft her boobs felt. Thank you for keep remembering that. If I close my eyes, that sensation comes back to me. I do my best to imprint that memory onto my brain forever. Why? Okay. I'll worry about that stuff like Senpai's power and our next course of action later. Right now, I need to focus on crystallizing that soft squishy sensation so I never forget it. Okay. I absolutely can't forget it. Never, ever. Morning, Zia. I haven't slept. Not even a wink. That's hardly surprising, considering I was sleeping in my bed all night. And on top of that, I touched said girl's body right before she went to sleep. There was no way I'd be able to get a good night's rest. I was so antsy that my eyes stayed wide open the whole night. It didn't help that I remembered more of what happened while I was being controlled. Specifically, I recalled a certain conversation.
着替え持ってきていないので、下着だけでも洗ってもいいでしょうか?
Told her to go ahead and mentioned that Sora always hangs her underwear up to dry in the bathroom too. After she'd taken a shower, she washed her underwear by hand. When I'd gone to the bathroom later, I'd seen her brown panties hang up to dry. Which means that right now, Senpai wasn't wearing anything underneath my shirt. It's too much stimulation for my poor virgin brain. I know if I'd stayed in the same room as Senpai, I would have made a move on her for sure. wouldn't have had the courage to go all the way, but I would have definitely pulled the covers back and stared at her boobs, maybe even copped a feel. Okay, which is actually why I spent the whole night in the kitchen. Sometimes I like to read ahead and then read. As soon as I read ahead, I was like, "Ugh, really?" Occasionally I'd gone into the bathroom to stare at Senpai's underwear. I told myself dumb excuses like I was just checking to make sure it was drying properly, but I know the truth. I'm a pervert. I don't deserve to be around Kujo and the others. Hell, I don't deserve to be part of the Valhalla society. Maybe I should have actually left after all. Wait, no, what am I thinking? Man, the lack of sleep is really getting to me. The exhaustion's starting to hit me now too. There's no ways I'm going to be able to stay awake through my classes. Maybe I should just call in sick. I hear faint noises through the door. Senpai must have woken up. There's still a bit of time before school starts. If she's up, maybe I can reclaim my bed and get a little sleep. On second thought, that might not be such a good idea. Senpai slept in that bed. I'll probably try to snuff the sheets or something stupid and run up to want her to sleep. Let's forget all about that and just see how she's doing. Now that she's awake, there's a few things I want to ask her. When I open the door, Senpai looks simultaneously flustered and relieved to see me. Her expression's a sight to behold.
おはようございます。
おはようございます。いなかったので、どこか出かけてるのかと。
ああ、いや、隣の部屋にいました。
隣の。ごめんなさい。私、床で寝るべきでした。ベッド使っちゃって。
いやいや、大丈夫です。
その。
Senpai looks away, her face red. She's probably thinking back to the things she said yesterday. After a dozen or so seconds of silence, Senpai suddenly looks up at me.
涼しく、本当に寝ちゃってごめんなさい。やっぱり帰りますね。
ああ、まだ時間ありますし、一旦帰った方がいいですね。授業の準備とかもありますし。
はい、ご迷惑をおかけして。
いえいえ、ちょっと待ってください。もう出てると思いますけど、始発の時間調べます。
You can hear it, the voice actor made it so that he sounded tired and exhausted. You can hear it.
始発？
はい、始発。もう朝ですよ。
Well, does she think it's still at night? Senpai finally noticed the light filtering through the curtains, and her face reddens again.
寝てたの2、3時間くらいだと。
がっつり10時間は寝てますね。
ごめんなさい。
いえいえ、ほんと気にしないでください。腹減ってないですか？
いえ、あまり。
Right as she's about to nut, her stomach growls, and tears form in the corner of Senpai's eyes.
私、こんなのばっかり。
なんか持ってきます。って言ってもゼリー飲料くらいしかないですけど、10秒チャージの。
じゃあ、いいですか？いただいても。
OK っす。持ってきますね。ああ、お菓子もなんかあったっけな。
I return to the kitchen and start hunting through my refrigerator. I try my best to act natural, so I hope Senpai hasn't noticed what a bundle of nerves I am. The whole time we were talking, I kept awkwardly looking away. The only thing I could think about was the fact that Senpai is currently commander. Interesting enough, I just saw here. So this is what he was thinking as well. It's like, Korihito ima no buran no pan nandayo na. This person right now is not wearing anything. In other words, not this and not this type of thing. No matter how hard I tried to stay focused on the conversation at hand, my mind kept going back to that one thing. Turns out drowsy and horny make for a terrible combination. Sighing, I pull a jelly pack and a bar of chocolate I don't remember buying out of the fridge. Chocolate's probably sodas, but who cares? Right now we need fuel.
持ってきました。
ありがとうございます。
I take a seat in front of the table and Senpai slides off the bed to sit in across from me. The way she's moving, it's like she doesn't care what parts of her I see. Have you forgotten you're not wearing any underwear? How can you be this oblivious?
ありがとうございます。いただきます。
はい。どうぞ。
Senpai starts sipping on the jelly drink while I open the chocolate bar's wrapper and plop a piece into my mouth. My heart's beating out of my chest. Senpai changed back into a uniform, I'd probably be able to think straight, but I can't just ask her to. That's way too awkward. Also, even though this is extremely bad for my heart, I want to keep staring. I want to get another peek. Yeah, the lack of sleep has completely short-circuited my brain. Yeah, I was about to say he's kind of lost at this route. I think I'll call in sick after all.
はい。
I'll do my best to reply as calmly as possible. If I'm not careful, my true thoughts will start showing on my face.
昨日は本当にごめんなさい。
力がうまく使えないんですよね。
そうなんです。勝手に発動しちゃって、昨日も私の妄想が。
なんかその件については、俺も大変申し訳なく。い
え、新見さんは、私といたしましては、非常に貴重な経験を。
Senpai makes a weird noise and falls silent.
どうしました？
私失言が多いと言いますか、言わなくていいことばっかり言っちゃったり、昨日も性欲が強いとか、だからそれ言わなくていい。
At least you're self-aware. Senpai heaves a long sigh, annoyed by her own carelessness.
友達が少ないから、いえ、見栄を張りました。友達が全くいないから、私、コミュ力がものすごく低くて、会話の組み立てがうまくできないんです。思いついたことをすぐ口に出すか、逆に喋れなくなっちゃうか。イライラさせちゃってごめんなさい。
いえ、全然。イライラなんかしてませんよ、まったく。
本当ですか？
はい。うちの妹とかクソうざくて話すたびにイライラしますけど、先輩は静かなトーンで話してくれるので、まったく全然。
Senpai fidgets awkwardly. I've noticed she has a habit of wringing her hands whenever she's anxious. Each time that she does that, her arms pressing against her ribs, emphasizing her cleavage. Senpai, I know you think I'm a harmless nice guy, but you're wrong. We're ogling your ribs this whole time. This episode's just full of it, isn't it?
私。
はい。
Either Senpai hasn't noticed I've been checking her out throughout our conversation, or she doesn't care, since she's not bringing attention to it in any way.
男の人苦手で、新見さんにも最初は苦手意識があって、でも優しい人って分かって、だからこそ昨日のことを妄想を暴走させちゃったこと、本当に恥ずかしくてやらかしちゃったって、いっそ死にたくて。でも新見さんは私に怒らなくて、
Yeah, so if the powers made him do something else rather than that, I'm sure he might have been mad, but I really don't think he would be mad if he was forced to do that. I don't know. Just a thought.
ごめんなさい。考えがまとまらなくて。とにかく、私の一番ダメな部分を見られちゃって、逆に吹っ切れたというか。新見さんとなら、私、普通に話せそうです。ありがとうございます。
はい。こちらこそ、ありがとうございます。
Senpai gives me a cheerful smile. I've never seen her make a face like this before. So why exactly is she thanking me? She says she doesn't have to worry about me, but I'm not quite sure what she means by that. But hey, if she feels better, that's all that matters. At any rate, looks like I managed to earn her trust. Though if she keeps smiling innocently at me like that, I feel like I'll end up doing something to betray her trust real quick. I should probably change the topic before I lose my self-control.
先輩の能力について詳しく聞いてもいいですか?
Okay, so I feel like it's still gonna be a bit longer, and I really would love to know more about it, but I think I'll end it here today. Yeah, wow, this episode was... Okay. I am thankful that I started using his voice. Sorry, just to stretch that. I'm using his voice this episode because there would have been a lot. Okay, anyway. So yeah, the overall episode itself, this episode I mean. Let's see, we started off with that not knowing if it was her power or not, or with him acting a bit weirdly. But thankfully I was right about that, it was her power. So her power can manifest her fantasies and thoughts into reality. Which is interesting. Like, I want to see what else it can do, really. Can't wait to see what will happen later on. Then, after back and forth, apologizing, back and forth, talking about the power, various things at night, she was too exhausted, so she fell asleep. Him going a bit haywire in his thoughts, and in the morning, couldn't concentrate and sleep at all. Then she woke up, and we continued the back and forth apologizing and explanations. Anything important that was noted? Maybe just about her power. She doesn't have any friends, so she doesn't see obviously commanding them at all as that, but that's obvious, we knew that. Obviously she hasn't spoken to Sorta yet, so she can't really consider her a friend yet. Well, with the current raids going as well, we can't really interact with Sorta as well because we're currently in Rigveda, so that's not going to happen either. So, yeah, I think that will be it. Can't wait to see what happens next. Because we are officially of Rig Veda. And what then? We're gonna have a few meetings, talk about a few things. But what exactly, how exactly are we gonna find out about Ghost's power? Because obviously, Empress Haruka doesn't know about their powers. They got their ill abilities. So what makes them want to show or tell Kakeru about it, or use it in front of him? I don't think they would. So how would he find evidence of it? A slip of the tongue? I don't see Ghost doing it. Commander could easily say something similar in Chinibyo way, but don't know. But it's interesting. So yeah, let's see what happens next. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And please let me know what you thought. And I'll see you all next time.